Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta. I mean, you're ruining the tradition week after week after week. No, it's all good. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's finally here. Football week is upon us.
It snuck up on me. I'm really excited about it, but really it just was like, oh, shit, we got football this week. I mean, it was like literally the end of last week. I finally asked for Thursday off.
Yeah, you made a comment about that in the chat. I'm kind of I have every single like weekday game scheduled off from the moment it gets announced. So this has been on my calendar for 6 years. Granted, you've gone through like 8 jobs in the past 6 years. So I'm not sure if you could have done that.
Well, and I'm not a very good project manager.
So I just opened this beer up and I pack my cooler full of beer every single week, but then I don't drink all of them during the episode. I kind of use them as keeping everything else cold. And so they go back into the fridge and they warm up, they get cold, they warm up, they get cold and everything. This has definitely been a beer that's been warmed up and cooled off a lot of times because this is some skunk ass beer.
Oof.
It's not good.
Too many cycles.
Yeah, I'm going to be having a headache in the morning.
You should have the, whatever that beer is called, the Kentucky
Narragansett.
That one.
I don't know how you pronounce that. That's fantastic. Yeah,
he pronounced it. So Adam pronounced it in the future for all of our listeners.
Wait,
and he said Narragansett.
If they have it, are we going to drink it on Thursday night?
No.
If that's the light beer of choice,
No.
Yeah.
No, but if it's Rhode Island beer, if it's a Rhody beer, well then yeah, I'm in.
No, I've got sweet passes for Thursday, so I'll be drinking the Night on Ponce or whatever.
What?
Three taverns beer.
I asked you when, and you said it was a different day.
This is a different thing. This is
President
Suite,
Yeah.
President Suite, and then I got the Pack Suite for Marshall. I think never
So
replied to it.
I actually still need to put that in too. Like I said, I'm a bad project manager.
You might get Tropicalia in there. Just giving you a heads up.
Oh, they switching from Three Taverns to Creature Comforts?
My sister was in that suite for a game last year, I think, or year before, and they had Tropicalia in there. So
well, I'm not going to complain about getting Tropicalia.
You could actually put 2 in your pocket, walk out, and no one.
That does not sound like something that I have ever done before.
Never.
At not only Georgia State events. So, yeah, no, we're talking about the Rhodys. We just got finished interviewing Adam Bernstein of the Rhody Rumble podcast about Rhode Island coming in on Thursday. It was a good chat.
Great guy.
Yeah. Young guy, just graduated, fresh meat, twice his age, over twice his age.
He was excited just to be here.
He was.
It's too bad he's not coming down to Atlanta to visit. He's showing a good time at our tailgate.
Yeah, but it's rough. You remember when we were FCS? Like,
yeah.
I mean, even now, I feel like we travel for like really big games. Like, we'd all go to like Alabama if it was too far away, and we'd travel close if it was for Georgia State.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I mean, going to App State last year was the first time I'd gone to a Sunbelt game, a football away Sunbelt game. I've gone to the P5 games before, Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, South Carolina, but had never gone to just because I don't care about that. But no, it was good.
Does TDS count? They don't count, right?
Does who count?
TDS.
Yeah, they count. That's where you went.
I did go.
I don't can't get out of this. You went there
willingly
on purpose.
I don't know if they know how to count down there. I mean,
no, but we can count it.
They're still using their fingers if they are.
Tim's just trying to get out of that being the place he's visited.
It is the place I visited for a Sunbelt football game.
We're not going to let him get off on that. Wait, phrasing.
What are we going to let him get off on?
Hey, now.
Something about
Rhodys.
Yeah, so we'll have the interview with, just like we did last week, we'll have the interview with Adam as a part 2 to the episode as a separate podcast. So that was fun. All right. It's a good week for the Panthers. We'll talk about Rhode Island some more, but good week for the Panthers. 4-1-1 across all sports. Got the women's soccer team is still undefeated, tying 1 and winning 1. Men's team got a win and a loss, and then volleyball went 2-1. So we just want to go ahead and get that established. It was a net positive for Georgia State. Let's get that out there as as many times as we possibly can.
I mean, so the thing is I've got confidence just because the FCS and the level of play and all that stuff. But like, we've been watching this team for a long time, and I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm like worried. I've got concern. So
that kind of leads me into I don't know. I was thinking about this today. Out of all the entire off season, I have just been like worried about this season. And I know that as we get closer to the season, we all get a little bit more pumped up, a little bit more excited about it. We start letting our feelings kind of get there. Our emotions take over the logic in our brains and everything. But if that's the case, it's hit me hard. I'm feeling good about this team. I think we are incredibly underrated. I think Coach Elliott has done what he needed to do to replace the missing pieces and coach up the guys that were down a notch on the depth chart before. I'm feeling confident about it. I think this Rhode Island game is going to be a good starting point. We may, it's Georgia State, so we'll probably turn the ball over in the very first drive and they'll get a touchdown or something. But I think we're going to come back, and I think this is going to be a good win for the Panthers, and I think it's going to be setting the stage for a good season overall.
I am worried. It's an FCS team. Last time that happened, we opened our building. It wasn't so great.
No, we played Kennesaw State since then.
Oh, they were
it was not so great though.
Well, yeah, we had to come back. We had to.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough game. I mean, we won.
I would just say we won the game, yeah, but it wasn't Tennessee State. We played. Who was it? We played.
Week 1 games. There now. Week 1 games. FCS at home.
Tennessee State wasn't a week 1 game?
I thought it was.
Yeah,
was it
Tennessee
not?
State. Yeah, Tennessee State was week 1.
Yeah, that was the opener, right? That was like the Center Park opener, Georgia State Stadium opener.
And Sean Elliott's first head coaching game with us.
What a rough way to start your career.
So you were saying you have confidence that we replace the pieces and all that stuff. I just have no idea, right? I just have no clue because I have not seen us play in any sort of meaningful way. The only thing I've seen is Granger has gained some weight. He's not as skinny as he was. And I know that he knows the problems because I've heard them joke about some of his problems like in public, so it's like I know that they're aware of some of those problems. And to me, that's a really big positive that they understand what it is and feel comfortable enough with those negatives to joke about them now. It feels like maybe we've overcome some things. And so I'm excited to see what Granger's able to do. Also, we heard them talk about Granger not running out of bounds when he's about to get hit, but instead lowering his left shoulder and plowing through players. And I am real excited to see that, especially if he has gained enough weight to do it.
And not get injured.
Yeah. You're just really wanting McKelly to come in, aren't you?
Or no. We got one more. We got 1 year, right? He can do it for a year.
So I'm looking at the history of us playing FCS teams in Center Park.
Thank you.
And as long as I got this one right.
Do we have a record?
We are.
Maybe don't say it out loud.
No, our score differential against we had 3 FBS opponents. We had Tennessee State, we had Kennesaw State, we had Furman, and we have outscored our opponents in total by 3 points.
So we're gonna blow Rhode Island out then. That's what this means.
We lost to Tennessee State by 7. We beat if put the notes down. We beat Kennesaw by 6 and Furman by 4, or vice versa on those. Whew. So we've outscored our 3 FCS opponents by 3 points under Coach Elliott in Center Park Stadium.
Tim, would you say that we're gonna blow a Rhody?
We could. I don't know.
That's weird. It seems redundant.
Seems like a weird way to try to win a game, but you never know. I think Granger's going to pull us through. Like, even if we're down, I think he's going to find a way to get us to win.
You should continue the joke with saying, I think Granger's going to pull it out.
I don't want to keep going. Come on.
Yeah. You think that
I think
Granger's,
so.
He can put the game on his shoulders and win it for us?
He's gonna run all over them. I think so.
Well, I hope so. I mean, this obviously is supposed to be. I think I have the percentages ESPN has for us to look at later, but it's like a 93% 3.8% chance of winning the game or something like ridiculous like that.
I mean, we have some pieces coming back that are really exciting to see. Offensive line is a little scary. Like, we just don't know how they're going to perform because we didn't know how they would perform last year. It was always sort of rough. And if Granger can be a little nimble on his feet, that matters a little bit less, but it still matters a lot. So, it's just such a big question mark to me. And I like our returning pieces, and I don't know. I just don't know what I'm looking for. I'm going to be drunk anyway, so.
It's going to be.
It doesn't matter.
Speaking of the tailgate begins at what time we decided? Noon 30?
Noon 30. Yeah, somewhere between noon and noon 30.
If you get there in single digits, you're either early or incredibly late. One of the two.
Right. That seems accurate though, right? I mean, it seems like what we should do.
It seems like a solid starting time, I think.
Yeah, get the kids off to school. Get the car packed up. I go pick up my Dragon Con ticket and then get started.
I went and visited my grandpa in Athens, and I told him 7:00 kick. We're talking about like a noonish tailgate, and he's like, "Yeah, that's about right." So I got the elder Graham's approval.
Well, there you go. As a seasoned tailgater himself, right? There you go.
I mean, that's where I learned it all. So
I learned from you, all right. I learned from watching. See some guy.
I learned it from you
with logos painted on his face and some dumb hat, stumbling over with his Solo cup. I learned it from you, Grandpa.
Right.
Tailgate. I think we're doing something. We're doing more of a low key tailgate this week. We're gonna have just pick your favorite
Taste of Summer Hill, right?
Taste of Summer Hill. Pick out your favorite restaurant. Grab some pizza or grab some hot dogs or grab some whatever and just bring it out there and we'll have a little taste of everything. Ryan's going to get wings from Publix because he has a problem.
Mojo wings.
I'm not going to let you guys down. So
to be fair, you were bringing wings from Publix back in the Georgia Dome era.
Yes, I was.
The cold ones from the day
cold
before.
Wings, yeah.
I don't want any cold wings. Come on.
Publix is here, and I've gone there multiple times for lunch, and I have never gotten the wings since they built that. So I just eat pub subs, but I'm not going to bring a bunch of pub subs.
No, it's a little crazy.
But I probably will bring a bunch of wings.
And we're going to have some State of Atlanta sponsor. We have a sponsored VIP section for the tailgate this year.
What?
VIP? Yeah, got some alcohol sponsors. They're going to be providing some free drinks to all of our subscribers and anyone wearing one of our State of Atlanta shirts. Either State of Atlanta, the GSU ATL, the state town, any one of our shirts. If you're wearing our merch or you are a subscriber to our Patreon, you get free beer at tailgates.
What if you
not
bought
just free beer though, right? We got the liquor drink too.
Don't sleep on Post Meridium canned cocktails for free. I'm picking those up tomorrow to have them fresh, bright and early at 12:30. Yeah.
We're gonna kick off the tailgate with one maybe at noon.
I got a little gimlet action, a little cheers, gimlet guys.
Gimlet's in order.
All right, definitely some gimlet. I might actually just switch and just trade out my PBR. I'll just donate
all
that
gimlet all day. I'll give it all day, Ryan. Huh?
No, oh god, that'd be another rough one.
So if you want to be a member of the VIP section of the State of Atlanta tailgate, go to patreon.com/State of Atlanta or merch.stateofatlanta.com to pick up some swag, and we'll get you hooked up. Thanks to Post Meridium and Max Wine and Beer for providing us.
Well, thanks to Mac for all kinds of stuff. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, Georgia State owes, like, when we talk about Hall of Fame, like people, Mac deserves to be in there for being all the support he's provided to Georgia State, and to us. So, So, what are your predictions on the game? We'll move on to the rest of the season. We wanted to talk about it last week, but we'll talk about the rest of the season as a whole. But what do you got for this one game? How are you feeling? 41-7, 34-7, 28-25,
37-21.
Oh, I didn't have numbers. Gosh.
I just pulled that out of my ass. So
I'm just making up stuff. Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be, they're going to score. Rhode Island's going to score on us.
28 to some number in the high teens for them.
Okay. I'm a little bit higher. I'm 30s for us, 20s for them. Something like that. That's
like
that's
low
kind of
20s for them. I'm like high teens for them. High 20s for us. You know what? We're going to go into the 30s. You're right.
37-24.
We can score some points. That's never been a problem.
Right.
That's just never been our team's problem. We score points.
Just don't turn the ball over and stop their offense.
Yeah. Free beer on me if that's the score. There you go. Set it here.
All right, somebody write all that down because
37.24. That's it. Free beer.
There you go. I didn't preload my slides yet.
Oh no.
We don't have any slides? No slideware?
All right, let's see. I'm posting this. I'm not a big fan of Big Game Boomer, but we got tagged in their predictions for the Sun Belt, and my Twitter notifications were blowing up because since we were tagged in the picture, every single comment, every like, every repost, I was notified of, and it's got Georgia State 6th place in the East.
Well, that doesn't seem right.
That seems a little off. Maybe.
Well, an Appy's 4. What is this?
Yeah. It was. I guess I can get it based off of how we performed last season, but I just think this team is maybe this is part of the fuel for me. Is I feel like we're a lot better than 6th place in the East. I got some numbers to back it up later on too.
I think there's an argument to be had that we are either number 4 or number 5, and that TDS is below us. App State is near the top. Marshall's not number 1. That's weird.
I gotta say that ULM at 5 is the most strange thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
there's no way. Like, no, it's not happening.
I agree there as well. It's funny they have south of Alabama over Troy too, but I don't know. It's Big Game Boomer. You can't really take it. This could have been just roll of the dice to find out who was going to be.
Yeah, there was a random number generator.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I have here? ESPN's matchup. No, what do I want to do? Do you want to do our predictions?
This is awkward. I don't know.
We should do ours.
I don't know what mine was.
Before you reveal them though, when I went through it finally for the first time, I kind of had us on a really high streak of 10 wins, and I was like, nope, that's a lot of not the right answers considering what I predicted us at 5. So I had to.
You had us at 10 wins.
Yes, I did.
Shit, man.
But don't worry, I fixed it.
Oh, thank God.
10 wins. Rose-colored glasses, that's all.
All right, here's the East. Oh, man, this is way too small. I should have
don't put
previewed
V
this
in front of it. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
We're not doing that ever. Come on.
Don't do that. If anything, just say Georgia State University.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah, so the Georgia State, I have Georgia State being 1st place in the East. And this is my completely unbiased results. I did not pick us to win every single game, but I did pick Georgia State to.
You know what? I made fun of Tim. I made fun of Marshall being number 1, and Tim made Marshall number 1.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Watch.
Tim has a lot of faith in the Trash Down South. He has them coming in 5th, whereas Ryan and I have them in the rightful spot of last place.
And I will say, I had them with 0 wins overall.
I thought I actually gave them a win or two so they wouldn't be dead last place, but I guess I didn't.
Free beers on Ryan if that happened.
F them.
So I got Georgia State, Appy State, Coastal, Marshall, Jimmy Mads, Old Dominion, Trash Down South. I think it's pretty good, pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Georgia State at the top. I mean, you got your homer. That's fine. I'm in for it. It's all good.
And for those that may have missed what we talked about leading up to this was I put together a spreadsheet for every single game for all the Sun Belt teams, and we went through and picked who we thought was going to win, and then it would kick out what our predictions were for the season record. And this actually is looking at all games, all games, not just conference games. So, some wins over some FCS opponents or other games, or some losses to some Power 5 teams could change up the records. But Ryan's got Georgia State coming in at 3rd. Tim being the most realist, having Georgia State down at was that 5th?
Well, bye, Tim.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be here anymore, anyways. So
here's the deal. I think Georgia State has the ability to be in the top half of the East. Not to necessarily be at the top, but to be in the top half. And if we can execute, we'll be there. And I have to say that we will, as a fan, because it's possible, right? I mean, that's like very reasonable. And I don't think we're going to win the whole thing, but we can beat most of them.
Well, I meant to. I don't have it up here. I put out a tweet this week on Save Atlanta when there was somebody doing this prediction thing, and I I actually believe in it quite a bit. So what I said was, I think that we start the season 3-0. We beat Rhode Island, we beat UConn, and we beat Charlotte. So then we got three wins right there. All right. And then Coastal, we've never lost in Conway, so I'm going to mark that as a win. Trash Down South, we beat them more than we lose to them, so that's another win. Old Dominion has been the consensus last place team in the East by anybody predicting games other than Trash Down South fans. So that's 6 wins. That if that holds true, that's 6 wins. All right, now you figure Lafayette's down; they're not what they used to be. It's going to happen at some point against Appy. I don't know if it's this season or another season. There could be another win in there. We can have something. So I think we're looking at a team that's going bowling this season.
Well, so when you look at the teams that you think we're gonna there's a certain number of teams that are better than us that we're bound to get 1 or 2 of them or whatever. There are certain teams that we think are objectively worse than us that we're going to lose against too, right? There's going to be some upsets, definitely, for sure, 100%. So as long as your average of those where you think we're going to be is a little up towards the top, then that's good. I think I had us at 7 wins.
So I wish I could actually see this before I post everything.
I had us at 5. I think we'll squeak 1 win away with either App or Coastal or Troy. So I think we'll get to 6, even though I have us at 5.
All right. So I went through and I looked at all of ESPN's games as far as what the matchup predictor says. You have to click on the game; it tells you the percent chance of winning a game and everything.
Yeah.
And so it does have us predicted to win Rhode Island, UConn, and Charlotte. There are 3 conference games that ESPN has us as the predicted winner. Do you have any idea what 3 conference games do you think they have picked us to win?
Old Dominion,
Trash Down South,
and I'm not saying these are right. I'm just seeing what you guys think. I have another slide that has the percentages on there.
James Madison.
Man. James Madison.
Sure.
Lafayette.
I have no clue.
Jimmy Madison, Appy State, ODU. They actually have us
2 of the 3. Wow.
50.8% chance of beating Appy State, 55.9% chance of beating Jimmy Madison.
We've never beat them.
We've never done it, but just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you can't do it.
I understand, but prove you can do it before I'm going to say you can do it. And Appy State's pretty good, right?
These are just analytics. This is whatever kind of weird box ESPN shoves facts into and gets results out.
Right.
But also,
it's because they don't watch these games.
but also look at it at Troy. Troy, we have a 49.4% chance. That's a pick'em game right there. Troy State is a team that many people have picking to win the West. So
that's true.
I think it's weird that it's only a 37% chance to beat Lafayette with everything else on here, and obviously having not a 50+% chance to beat Trash Down South. But I was really interested that when I saw that it had us as predicted winner over Appy State and Jimmy Madison.
I think they just had it backwards, right? GSU and GSU. I think ESPN just doesn't know. We're the other side of that.
No, I think TDS is objectively worse than us and has been for quite some time. Maybe not year 1 FBS for them. I think we couldn't really. I mean, we beat them, I think, but we couldn't really. We didn't beat them that year. Oh yeah, that was Paulson North. Right? Yeah. And so they came in and did really well, but they've not done so well since.
Well, I'm just saying we should be on the 53 side.
What? Oh, again, of the Trash Down South.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah. They have it wrong. We're 53.
I look at this and I wonder if they didn't feed it to AI and look at stats or something, because I don't understand this at all.
Oh,
it doesn't make sense. As a fan of the Sun Belt, I'm I don't get it.
Oh, you're a fan of the Sun Belt?
Well, as a fan of a team in the Sun Belt.
I'm a fan of the A20.
No.
I mostly root for us. I mostly root. Look, I even said called the Sun Belt us.
You
I
don't
mostly
root for
the
us.
Sun Belt. Literally the only team I do not root for outside of the conference within the conference and out of conference games is TDS.
I'll root against Lafayette. I mean, but I root against everything from the state of Louisiana. So that really has probably less to say about being in the Sun Belt than just being that state. I always used to argue with my Georgia friends because, the SEC, whatever, all my Georgia buddies, Florida needed to lose every single game they ever played, and so did Auburn and Tennessee and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you realize this is back in the BCS days, or even before that. And I'm like, you realize that you actually want your conference mates to win all of their games except for the ones they play against you, because that makes it look like you beat good teams.
This feels really weird coming out of your mouth right now.
No, this is what I told them. But and now you don't understand. And I'm like, all right, well, but because I wasn't a fan, I wanted my friends' teams to win and everything.
Well, you're used to professional football, which it actually does matter. You want your division mates to lose all their games.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were joining the Sun Belt, and this is before Middle Tennessee actually ended up bolting. Is before we joined the conference, and they were taking it to Georgia Tech, and I was getting all excited about it. And my buddy's like, why do you care? And I'm like, it makes the conference look good. But then I got into this conference, and I met these teams, and I just don't really want any of them to win. I mean, I respect App State. That's about it.
Definitely don't respect Coastal, right? Especially
Coastal.
No respect.
I mean, we have watched Coastal for a couple of years now, and they live and die by that quarterback. And as soon as he's gone, whether that's from injury or from graduating, his 7th year, I believe, they're gonna fall. They're gonna fall from grace.
Yeah, he's gonna find a waiver to get another year.
He'll be an 8-year senior.
Yeah.
He's gonna actually retire from the NFL the same year that he quits college football.
He's gonna be playing college ball until his son can play on the same team as him, and then he'll retire.
And then he'll be like, man, maybe this is too long. But he'll be hurt, so, it is what it is.
I missed all the banner for the East, but
I got it here.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. So we all have
all the banter. You caught some of it. Plus, we added your voice in. We just talked for you.
Okay. Thank you.
He's like, my predictions were wrong. David's are all correct. Don't look at my.
I didn't.
Ryan's the best. He's got every one of these right.
Ryan's smart.
We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I had us at 10 wins after a first pass, and that was too many.
That's what took you so long. I did one single pass, and I probably picked Georgia State to win every game but LSU, and the Trash Down South to lose every game. I thought I picked them to beat Citadel or something, but whatever. Result was they came in last place.
Yeah, I didn't have to tweak anything for other than us. Everything else I just left alone. It seemed kind of legit.
I should have not put the results page on there, so you just fill it out and then have to figure it out yourself.
It is interesting. Like, I'm surprised that I have Marshall over Coastal. Because the way we did it, right? I didn't actually just rank these people. I just said, what games do I think they're going to win and lose? And it's surprising to me that I have Marshall over Coastal. But I also think Marshall, in my brain, is a wild card. I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea about their team. I'm not confident at all about any prediction with Marshall.
They're a season removed from beating Notre Dame. I mean, like, they really didn't put it much up after that last year, but like, they beat Notre Dame last year to open.
Yeah, we beat Tennessee, and what do you want?
Yeah, then we got embarrassed by Western Michigan and OT with Texas State.
Shit happens, man. Bad teams beat good teams all the time.
I know. I didn't have us beating LSU though. I will say that.
If that happened all the time, we would have a lot more wins.
It was fun. It was fun to do it once I finished it.
It took you a minute to get there, didn't it?
It's been what, 2 weeks?
Actually, I couldn't even find the damn spreadsheet on my work computer. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell it's called anymore.
But I will stand by my prediction that Trash Down South is last place. I don't feel bad about that prediction at all. When I was looking at it, I didn't think that I was like stretching at all on any of those.
We'll see.
You picked them to lose every one of their games, Ryan. You picked
100% of their games,
including Citadel, which
they're bad. And
Citadel's coach said they suck. They're not ready to play.
They said
I did.
TDS sucks.
No, Citadel's own coach said his own team is not ready to play.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know, because
they're going to win
coach
now.
would not say that to the public unless he had an ace up his sleeve.
I did look through that ESPN percentage predictor or whatever, and out of all of the Sunbelt teams that are playing an FCS opponent this week, Trash Down South had the least likelihood chance of winning it at like 90%.
Who are they playing?
Citadel.
But
it
was, that is their Citadel. Okay.
Yeah. So like everybody else was like 93 and up, like 98, 99% chance of winning, including us. But yeah, theirs was like a 90% chance of winning.
But in Citadel, one of those like weird programs that like has decent recruits sometimes, but not really, because they're like service.
It's effectively it is a military.
It is a military school. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Do we have West, or you didn't care about the West? Who cares about them?
I put West in here, but I didn't
pull
that.
Curious.
I added the wrong slide. Where we go?
Hooray!
There we go. There's the West.
Ooh, Troy! Wow.
Unanimous. State of Atlanta. Unanimous.
Troy and South Alabama.
Wait, who?
Troy State.
Why don't you put Troy State on here?
I was just looking at that, wondering the same thing myself.
You should have just done Troy State for mine, and for everybody else but Troy.
Just put a who.
Yeah, but like just 3 question marks. That's it.
I was going to ask you guys if you wanted to put your own mimicky nicknames down for each team and do it, but I felt like that would be asking too much of you guys, because I don't even have nicknames for all the schools.
No,
just
I would do it.
So one thing stands out on yours, David. Your love for Texas State is not showing through here.
So I wanted you guys to notice that was not when it came to the West.
Parent.
When it came to the West games, I was way more actual in what I thought was going to happen, and it just so happened that Texas State came in dead last.
Was it close, or are they like one
behind
away from each
Monroe,
other?
just so everybody listening understands what the West is? He says Texas State behind Monroe.
David's second love, Texas State. He has last in the West.
I have one friend that I haven't seen in years went to Texas State, and you guys act like I think that's the second coming.
I say you guys. I've not been saying anything. Tim's the one that's pushing this.
Tim says that.
You guys.
I do say it. You guys. I have at 3 wins total. Texas State.
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know.
I had him pretty high. I have him third.
Poor Monroe. What the hell did I do to them?
But, we know the West is going to be really rough, right? I think what we are proving here, we have Troy and South Alabama as number 1 and number 2. All 3 of us said that. And I think that's probably accurate. And then the rest of them are just sort of a toss-up. Like, who the hell knows what these weak teams are going to do?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, right? Who the hell knows? It's toss-up. I mean, we do know that Monroe's going to do better than Texas State, but that's neither here nor there. Sorry, David.
I will say the West was actually a little bit more easier to pick their games for whatever reason. The East I struggled with, except for us when I was drunkenly high on Georgia State for a brief second.
You should have gone with your gut, man. You should go with the gut.
10 wins? No, I would love it. I want that to happen.
Who were the 10 wins? Who were the 2 losses? LSU and
let's see.
I'm waiting for Ryan to say Appy, because Ryan just does not believe we even have the ability to beat Appy.
I think it was Troy. I had us losing to Troy.
No, I know Appy can happen. I know it can happen, but it's not probable. And so why would I pick them, right? We're talking about probability here. And so why would I it just doesn't make any sense. Based on the data I have, it's a no.
Yeah.
When are you going to say yes?
If we beat them, we got to beat them first. It's not that crazy.
I don't know. I feel like it's every year we're going to beat them.
I'll be drinking with all y'all when we do beat them. I'll be drinking with all y'all when we get beat by them. So
I felt like the COVID year was the year. Like we were up,
it should have been
good. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't because
they figured out how to come back and win.
So this
also,
is all.
I mean, there is in the back of my head the theory that I think we all sort of think that coach loses that game.
He's on the take by the.
I don't think he's on the take. I don't think there's a take. I think he just likes Appy better than he likes Georgia State.
Do you think that he donates to whatever their pack is?
Oof, I don't even want to look. Is that public information? I have no idea.
I know because you can do anonymous donations, but I don't. Do you think he donates? Do you think he donates to whatever their alumni organization is?
Probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, part of me wants to be like, I'd be mad at him if he didn't, but the other part of me is like, hey, dude, that's an opponent. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Like he should be. We want all of our former players to be doing that, right? Like if our former player was a head coach somewhere else, we would be like, why aren't you donating?
Yeah.
But also, like, don't donate.
Don't make them better.
Yeah, I bet he does. But I have no qualms with that. I think he also donates to our program.
Well, they were really prided themselves at one point for having 100% of athletics being PAC members.
Yeah,
they're
not anymore.
For 1 year, they did that. They really talked about how proud they were that had everybody.
And that is a good fundraising practice to be able to say that all of your board is a member of the organization that you do, and that they're all donating, including executive directors and staff and all these other people. Like, it's really just a good practice, and so a lot of organizations will make that happen, but maybe they just didn't see very much positivity from that.
You can also technically be a member of the PAC for like $1
for one single dollar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're dog fooding donations internally.
Well, so I will say though, like Coach Elliott, still it stands out. The very first coaches show that we went to, not coaches show, it was a spring tour thing, I think, but it was at the new the built out offices and all that stuff, and we were doing in the meeting room at Georgia State Stadium, and he had everyone raise their hand who was not a PAC member and asked them like how much they had donated and got them all to a certain amount. He just said, I will make up the difference for everybody standing up right now to get to this level, and donated on behalf of them. And I was like, that's just cool.
Yeah. And then not donating the money himself, but Coach Hayes did something as well where he was like talking about, who's a PAC member here? Like, all right, I want you to go to every one of your neighbors on your street and make them PAC members as well. Like, he was pushing them to actually make an effort toward it. But yeah, I'm not doing that. So I do have a UConn fan on my street though. I should go beat him up on next week, right?
at least show
absolutely
up. Just invite him
please. No, beat him up first and then invite him to come to our game.
I think he could take me, but to be fair, I think most people could take me in a fight. So I'm not Coach Elliott. I don't have that kind of dominating presence.
Fuck.
All right, so I have the schedule for the Sun Belt up here for all the games. It's pretty much a late night thing. Obviously, we play our game on Thursday. Saturday game, you really have like the Arkansas State Oklahoma at noon, and then your App State at 3:30. Then it's just all night games. Are you guys watching any of the Sun Belt games this weekend?
Watching ours. That's it.
Yeah. The only one I have interest. The only one I have interest in is at South Alabama Tulane. I think that could be an interesting game, but
I'll probably tune in for the Coastal Carolina UCLA game at the end of the day, just to
at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30.
Tim, when does Georgia play? Do you know?
6.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be watching that one probably.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was trying to figure out something to tweet about the slate of schedules, like I did last season. Like, this is your viewing guide of the day, your rooting guide for the day, and I didn't really have anything for this. There's so many like FCS opponents or Power 5 teams. They're probably going to beat the snot out of the Sun Belt team.
It was hard in the who's going to win ranking thing to pick the FBS over P5. It just, I don't know. I read the games and I was thinking like, nope, not going to happen. Nope. I know 1 or 2 or 3 of these are going to pop, right? But
yeah,
it's just reading the team names off. I was like, I can't do it.
The people that are picking, who is it? Arkansas
UCLA.
State Arkansas State to beat Oklahoma. I'm like, you're kidding yourself. That's an absolute
That's
absurd
not gonna happen.
assertion. It's just, that's not going to happen. I'm like, just stop. Act like. I mean,
Act like
coming from the guy that picked Georgia State to go 11-1 on the season in my prediction. But I thought also one thing I found interesting, because I also looked at who our out of conference opponents are playing this week as well. UConn's playing on Thursday as well. They 30 minutes after us, like they have a 7:30 kickoff against NC State at NC State. So if we think about, typically if you're playing a Thursday game and then playing the following Saturday, you're like, I got a couple extra days of rest. So does UConn, but they're playing NC State, and I want to say that they had they were also at the bottom tier chance of winning that game, so they could be licking some wounds from a bad loss.
Yeah, that can mean different things though. So I don't want to take too much from it. Sometimes when you're licking your wounds, you're like, you get hyped up. And you show out, you're like, oh man, I need to go show them what we really are. Yeah, it's like getting smacked early on, right? And just being like, oh shit, I got to fight.
It's like how Rocky got knocked down early in that first fight with Apollo Creed, but then he had to stand back up and
100%. Exactly. I don't know the reference, but yes.
If we can relate more things to Rocky, I'll have a lot more to talk about.
So this is last call type stuff, but I did start watching Creed. And it was interesting.
All right. Well, yeah, we can carry that over to last call if you want to. Yeah. I think we're at that point.
So they play an hour after we start on Thursday?
I think they start like 30 minutes. I think ours is a 7:00 kick. I think theirs is 7:30. So as far as watching them, that's not happening.
No. Look at highlights. Look at some stats. See how they did. Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be replayed somewhere. You can find it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do last call. Let's head over there and wrap up the night. It's been a good hour so far.
All right.
Indeed. Thanks everybody for listening. We're gonna head over to last call, talk some more, drink some more. Ryan can finally drop all the F-bombs he's been holding on to for the past hour and 20 minutes. And thanks for listening. You can find it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. That's free of charge, comes out on Fridays unless you're a member, and then you get it as soon as I release everything for the week, as well as discounts to our merchandise and free beer and cocktails at our tailgates. So thanks again to Post Meridium and Max for sponsoring that. And next time we see you, we'll be in the heart of football season. Game behind us.
Woo! Let's go.
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.